G'day friends, welcome to Mermay day 30 of 31 for 2024. This is going to be a really quick one. I'm actually just about to head out and go and meet up with a friend who is visiting from out of town, from Japan actually, and very excited to go and catch up with her and literally just go and live in memory lane for a couple of hours. And yeah, I want to make sure that I get this to you today on the 30th. I should have filmed it earlier. I had just decided, you know how I do this work schedule where if I feel like doing something, I go and do that. Sometimes that gets in the way of things I actually have to do. But I felt like doing the editing today for my Collage Club stuff, and I have not been feeling like doing that. So I really just pushed through, and I started at about 8 o'clock this morning, finished at 4 p.m. So an entire workday. I was just doing that. My hand is so sore, I can barely move my wrist. And I really didn't take a break because I was just wanting to get it done. And there are so many pages. There's like 9 pages of Collage Club. They're all mermaids too. It's just a mermaid fiesta for Collage Club next month. There are 8 actual pages of the mermaids, all of the ones from Mermay that I did, so all of these daily video ones, plus a few from the other extras that I added in, because there were a few spaces on some of the pages. It was a huge game of Tetris, very confusing. Finally got through to the end. There are a few left over, but they're not from the challenge, they're just some extra ones, so they'll make their way into Collage Club at some point, but I got tons in there. And then the 9th page is a minis page because I wanted to put them all in my 5-year journal, so I'll add that as well. I haven't done the cut lines for them. I don't know if I'll get to those by the 1st, honestly, but all the pages are done, so at least, at the very least, people will be able to download them. And I'll try and get the silhouette cut files done, but I really only have tomorrow to do that, and I'm also at work tomorrow dancing, so I got to get it done before early afternoon. I guess I could do it at night. Really depends on how I feel. Sometimes I come home from dancing, I'm so exhausted, I just fall asleep. So yeah, there's a few questions that I wanted to get to. Nothing super pressing, so we're not going to be doing lots of deep chats like we've been having for the past couple of days. This one was about playtest 4 that we're not doing this year. I never said we wouldn't do it this year. I said I had no plans for it. So it may happen, but I just don't think it will. So I don't want to get your hopes up, but I'll never say never. Can we have a prolongation to Mermay? Unfortunately not. You know, I guess I could have just challenged myself to do 50 Mermay drawings. Wouldn't be Mermay, but yeah, this format of video has been so easy to do as long as I have some time to come and chat to you and make the voiceover component for it, because I don't love videos where there's no one chatting. Even if I don't see someone's face, like this picture-in-picture is relatively new considering we've been making videos since 2017. Only in the past couple of years have I been doing the picture-in-picture with the face. I feel like it's interesting when there's people talking. I just don't love to listen to music because a lot of the time I'm not actually watching videos. A lot of the time I'm on YouTube, they're background noise, and I am tuned into the background noise, but I'm looking at something else. So I'll glance up from time to time, like if someone's journaling, and I'll have a look at what they're doing, but generally I'll go back to my computer, and if something looks interesting, I'll stop myself and really, you know, engage with it. But a lot of the things I watch, I don't have to watch for, and so chatting is really important for me. I think a lot of people like that. I just don't tend to watch any content anymore that's just royalty-free music stacked on one on top of each other. In fact, people don't watch that of mine either. I usually put music-only flips. People do watch them, so I'm not going to say no one does, but those views pale in comparison to when you're actually chatting. So if you're a content creator, we don't do that anymore. We've given up on that. Just keep chatting, please, for everyone's sake. I know it can be a lot. It can be a lot to come on and feel like you have nothing to say. So get on the chat GPT and ask it to give you a question, and then you'll be fine. I'm a chatter, so it doesn't really bother me, but you know, like in soccer, yes. I think I would like to be part of the next virtual voyage, but honestly, I'm not sure if I have the talent/capacity to follow. Can you tell us what skills are required? That's so funny you say that. They're different for each, and honestly, we've had my, first of all, we've had my mum do them, and she has, I mean, self-professed literally 0 attention span, and she doesn't really do art or journaling or drawing really. She does now, but when she first started, she was following along and she was doing a great job. So I would say you could have next to no skill, not to read my mum like that. But also my nephews did it. She'd been doing it with them. So kind of any age group, any skill level, it's all broken down step by step. So if you are on the more beginner side with illustrating or painting or whatever we choose to do, I do tend to step through it step by step. If it is more advanced, I'll usually say that beforehand because I don't want to, trick people into doing something they feel like they can't do. But I really haven't had anyone say that they couldn't do it, more so that there's just too much content to do. Like there's too much to do it as it comes out, because it's like daily. A lot of the time the schedule is just this comes out today and then tomorrow there's something else and the next day there's something else, and for a few weeks, or when we did the 4-week ones, it's a ton of content to get through. So people don't tend to get through all of it, but they don't struggle with it, if that makes sense. So I don't think you need to have a specific skill set, unless I usually say, and then beforehand I usually tell you like what the purpose or like what the chunk of the course is about. Like in Virtual Voyage 3, we did the fashion and feminine like faces and forms. So it was a lot about like fashion illustration and beautiful faces and stuff. But then in Virtual Voyage 4, it was about style, and it was about learning from other people and their style and translating into style and developing style, stuff like that. And it tends to be a little easier to go with stuff like that because you're not kind of honing in on how to create a beautiful face. You're more just experimenting and playing with supplies and getting a good understanding of how things work. But yeah, I don't think you need any specific skills, just a desire to do it, honestly. And it helps if you can join the live streams. We do live components and they're parties, but we do actually have lessons in there and people get to engage real time. It's a very big kind of community thing. So if you can engage with it real time and do it live, it's always better. But we have a lot of people that do it after the fact. I just think it's better live. So Virtual Voyage, I'd encourage anyone to do it if you're curious. We also have every year at Christmas, I do offer return student coupons. So if you're in Merry Mixed Media, which is always a free mini workshop each year, you do get access to those return student coupons, and you can use those for Virtual Voyage as well within that time frame. So if you're ever curious, just hang out for that and you'll get a good go of it. What is the stuff used on the face in the third mermaid? I believe people are talking about this, and I think it's not even the first question I got on this. I got it from Art Snacks. It's an Edding permanent acrylic marker, 5 to 10 millimeters, and the color is Mellow Mint, number 928. It's kind of just a mint, big, chunky acrylic marker, paint marker. I have been using it a lot. Very interesting. Just one of those random one-offs that I got from an Art Snacks box that I've put to good use. And I think I had one more question. These have been really lovely comments as well, so thank you for your lovely comments. Oh, maybe there isn't. I don't think there is another question. Okay, well, if there is, I'm so sorry that I missed it. I feel like there were 3, but I'm not seeing it. Anyway, I have had a long day doing computer editing. Like I said, my wrist is kind of sore. I also partly lost my voice. I know you can't really hear it, but it's sore. It's not like I've lost it, but it's so sore I don't want to speak. So it's going to be a little bit tricky trying to catch up with my friend tonight. I'll have to whisper from the screaming that I did. Remember I told you we had that game night on the weekend and I was drinking tequila and was shouting and screaming? That has hurt my voice, and so that's not great. But I'm also feeling a little sore. Remember I told you my hip was sore? I'm falling apart. It's the end of the challenge and I'm falling apart. It's okay. I don't want to be too sore because I've got work coming up, and I've also got a few extra rehearsals for things next week that I want to make sure that I'm in tip-top shape for. So I've been sat on the heating pad. I've been the Theragun on 24/7, and it's all a bit much, but we'll get there. I have one more video for tomorrow, and that will be my last daily video from Mermay. It has been great. It has worked out the way I wanted it to work out. It's very interesting seeing all of the pieces together. Let me just pull up my little Collage Club file here. When I look at all the minis together, it's so interesting because I felt like there was tons and tons of color, and that journal is full of color and full of fun things. But when I actually put the mermaids all together, it's very green, blue, and graphite. Like I can see that I reused a lot of the same colors, a lot of the same supplies. That marker, that mint acrylic marker, popped up so many times. And there was a lot of times where I guess I just wanted to draw in graphite. And that's always interesting when I give myself this goal of just being let loose and wild and pick up the supplies and do whatever you want with them. You know, I did. There was definitely a lot of times I got very mixed media with it, but there are also a ton of times where I just strip myself right back down to a graphite pencil, and that's it. And I think that always plays on my mind when people are, you know, starting art journaling. I really do hope that people know you can start with just a blank book and a graphite pencil. We say lead pencil, but they're not made of lead anymore, are they? So, and that's, I mean, it's relative. You have to enjoy drawing if you're going to do that, but I do enjoy drawing. And that's why I like the workshops that I teach as well, because I generally give a lot of styles to look at and to practice with, and a lot of development in drawing skills. And so I feel like a lot of people do start to enjoy drawing once they get a bit of a better handle on it. And then also the stamping out my base and then drawing over the top of that. I also get a lot of feedback that people who aren't necessarily the most keen drawers do have a good time doing that because it takes out all the other stuff they don't really care to learn. And I think if you want to get the most well-rounded experience, you know, start from the beginning and learn from there. But it is just not realistic to think that everyone wants to learn how to draw anatomy from the ground up and then, you know, spend a year learning that and then drawing from there. Some people just want to cut right to the chase. So I always say, get some of those stamp sets, the stamp bases. I like I don't even know, I think I've sold out of it. Honestly, I don't know. You'll have to go to my Etsy store to see what I've still got. But any with the kind of blank face templates, those are always fun. Some of them have some bodies attached to it as well. That's a great starting point. And also the muscle memory of drawing over the top of it a bunch of times kind of puts it into your body. So eventually people start to not need or even want the stamp set. They feel comfortable to freehand it, which is interesting. I learned to draw a long time ago, but honestly, I'm not against cheating with a stamp set. It's not cheating, but you know what I mean. People think it is. It's being resourceful. It's being efficient. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go see my friend. Have a lovely night, everyone. I'll see you for the last day of Mermay tomorrow. Until then, be safe, be well, happy drawing, crack a journal open, go do something. Bye.